Okay, I'm back for ornament number 2. The last episode, we figured out a couple things. One, that I didn't like the tie. And so for this ornament, I'm just going to do a slip knot and just put it behind the frame and make it simpler. So there is a little slip knot. Okay. And then we also discovered that this was a tiny bit too big. And so I'm just going to trim it down real quick. And also it probably needs to be inward a little bit more because the last one, it kind of went on the edges too much. And so I'm just kind of figuring out as we go. And so I have it ready. So these came and they're new and I'm super excited. They're basically more metallic watercolors. And so I'm excited to try them out. And so I think we'll do the base of it. Let me get some water on my brush. We'll do the base of it kind of more like, I'm trying to decide. I think I'm going to go watered out this color to kind of play off the stable. I'm going to do a baby Jesus this time. And I can already see the metallic in them lightly. When I water it out, I really want the outside a lot lighter. So you can also take and put water on first. It's to spread it out. I'm not too worried. It's the back color. And so just squishing it around. But on my tree, I have a lot of Star of Bethlehems. And I've been playing off of copper and gold and silver. And so I'm excited to add some watercolors to it. I had surgery in the end of October for breast cancer, and I really just needed something mentally to focus on while I was healing, because taking it easy is not easy for me. Like probably harder than actually having surgery, the recovery part. And so I decided to get a new Christmas tree that wasn't quite as big as my last one and decorate it differently. For like the last 25 years, I've had like a white tree. And so I decided to do more of a metallic tree. I have caused it to bend a little bit, but that's okay. It will flatten in the frame. So there's my background colors. And then where the star is, I'm going to want it brighter. And so I'm going to kind of dry that area off. There we go. And kind of give more of a brighter area right there. And then let me rinse that off. I think I'm going to just do the star straight up. And so let me get gold. So it looks like on this pad there's a darker gold and a lighter gold. And so I think I'm going to try a little bit of the darker first and just kind of get the basic shape. And then I think I'll let it dry. Well, I know I'm going to let it dry and then put the lighter on it. And then for the manger, I think I'm going to just make it look pretty standard feed pen or bin. So there's that. And then I'm going to kind of make mine look like it's slab wood. Like they took a bunch of 4x4s to build it. And I'm going to just do some lines across. And then I'm going to add a lighter brown for the wood color. So So you can put that in between the slabs. Not too worried about it being like technically perfect because it's watercolors. You can go with it a little bit. So I'm gonna do the straw now, and I think I'll start out with the star color, like maybe do a little bit more. I'm going to do some wispies to make sure it looks like it's straw. Okay, so we'll let that dry a minute. And then, I mean, it's in a manger, so there's going to be some straw on the ground, especially to keep the animals warm. So we'll do some light straw on the ground. I will admit the wispies are my favorite part. Just kind of add some character. And then, yeah, so let me test that. It's pretty close to dry up there. So I'm gonna saturate the brush in this lighter yellow. And we're gonna add some dimension to the star. There we go. Kind of reminds me of an Argyle print, the way it's going so far. And then I'm going to round a little bit just so it looks a little dressier. And then I kind of want to add a little bit of beige to it to like soften. And then I think I'll add some gold on top when it dries. Okay, so now we need to do the swaddling clothes. And I think I'm going to try to just take away a little bit of paint. And then I have these white gel pens that when it dries, I'll be able to draw it on. And then I'll probably use this for the flesh. So get it as thick as I can. And I'll just do a simple little round head. Do a bit of a side profile, and then you could give the baby a little bit of hair. And then I'm going to add a little bit more straw. It's super cute. So I just need to let it dry a little bit. And this one's going pretty quick. I'm trying to see if there's any more color I really want. I could probably add a little bit more gold to the star. And then rinse out my brush real quick. And I think I want to add maybe a little bit of brown because I feel like it kind of blurred a little bit too much. So we'll add a little bit more brown. Yeah, I'm really pleased with it. I think it looks great. And so I'm gonna just let it dry for a second and we'll test out those white gel pens. So another Amazon purchase, if you want to get some. I'm sure they have something similar at your local craft store. Our craft stores near me are Hobby Lobby and Michael's, but I kind of feel like Michael's is maybe a little bit pricier, so I kind of like Hobby Lobby a little bit more. And so yeah, I like that. Feel like it needs to dry just a little bit longer. It's like, how fast? So I think I'm done with the paints. I would say 10 out of 10. I feel like they went on really easy. I really liked this brand, Pearl paint set. I like the variety of colors too. It looks, I mean, because you can kind of turn that into a flush tone. I mean, you could always mix like red and blue and green together to make a flush tone, but it was kind of nice having one. But yeah, I would say it's a good selection overall. This like maybe more muted to get like a rose gold would be cool. But I approve of this one, the Crafty. They're pretty tiny, and if it was upside down, they'd all fall out. So it's not a whole palette, just so you're aware. And then let's see. It's close to dry. I'm gonna take and go ahead and get the picture frame ready. And you can always tape the back too if you're worried about it not being secure enough. I don't have like cats climbing a Christmas tree or young children anymore, so I don't need to worry about that as much. So let's see. So I was kind of hoping these were a little bit stronger, like a paint pen, but they're kind of not as strong, I'll be honest. Add a little bit of light onto there, and then I kind of want to have like some lines of light coming off of the star. Okay, I got the basic added on. I do have a little bit of white paint that I might add to it just to add a little bit more light. And then I feel like that's pretty good. Let's get a little eye. So I am just going to do the eye with my black pen, my good old Bic. Just do a little eye. And then maybe a couple lines on the hair. And then just to kind of give it a little bit of texturing, I'm going to do some crisscrossing underneath, kind of give a little bit of depth to the manger. There we go. So we've got our baby Jesus. And then get some darkness underneath. You can lightly go up. And then maybe a little bit on the floor. And then maybe a tiny bit. Actually, I'm going to just go ahead and go to town on the star, but I have a plan after. So I'm going to put some paint on that. I think I'm really happy with it. So now I want to take and get the paint, and it's kind of like a metallic white paint. I just got it in the craft department. And so I honestly want to add some dots to just give it more brilliance. And so this will make it take a lot longer to dry. And so I probably won't assemble this one as quick, like on video, so the video doesn't take forever. But just know that when the white dries, I'll just frame it. I'm just going after the paint in the cap, and it's a little bit less than I need. Yeah, I like that. And so let me get a paper towel and wipe off the back. And then I'm gonna just take and do some wispies of white just to add like the sun or the stars shining down, and maybe put like a little glow above our Savior. I have a sweet uncle that I just adore, and when he was in Bethlehem following the steps of the Savior, he found little pebbled rocks that kind of reminded him of each of the steps of the Savior's life. And it just makes me smile because even as a grown man, the Savior still knew how to speak to him. And so he has like his little rock collection, and I love it. It's so sweet. Yeah, I think when that dries, it will be fun. And then I'll probably just add a little shine to his swaddling clothes wrapped in a manger. There, and we'll just let it dry. I am super happy with this one. It's just simple and sweet. But so it'll probably take a few minutes for that to dry this time, and I don't want to have this video go on forever. So thank you for joining me. And that is little ornament number 2. As soon as it dries, we'll put it in this frame, and I'll just tuck this behind the picture like that, and then just hang it on the tree. And when I get the tree all done, I'll show you.